All right, everybody, welcome to Fight Court. Yours truly, Ryan Quinn. Dean is running a little late. He'll be here. And as you see, the greatest female fighter of all time, Amanda the Lioness Nunes. How you doing, Amanda?
Very good.
Awesome.
Healthy, training, ready to go.
Training, yes. Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But I know, like, you're making me laugh before the text. You're like, all right, baby's asleep now. I can go. Like, I totally get that. I had to negotiate with my wife. Like, can you get tonight and I'll get another night? Like, you know what it's about. Like,
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So
This is how me Nina is.
Sorry.
This is how me Nina also works.
Yeah. You juggle it. You negotiate. I thought negotiating in sales and sponsorships was hard. No. So,
Funny.
But anyway, so what's going on? How is the family doing? Everyone's doing good.
Everybody's good. The little one's growing out. So you know how it is to have a newborn at home.
Yeah.
And
He's 5, but yeah. How old are you?
I definitely was worried about it. I feel like this was one of my. I feel like the thing that's pushed me to, you know what I mean, have an early retire.
Yeah.
Was like, you know what I mean, like have the newborn at home, because some reason I knew like would have something different about this baby, So and exactly how I thought, you know what I mean. She didn't sleep at nighttime, so we actually I 1 year and a half without sleep well, you know what I mean. So finally, like I would say like 2 months ago, she started really fully sleep through the night though.
Yep.
So, and that make me excited, because I need the sleepy. To do what I want to do now. I do need sleepy. So now I get it every day, full night of sleep. So make me happy.
I remember when Maddox was born, it was during the pandemic. So it was just me and my wife, Amanda, it was just us two, and then it wasn't until he was like 4 months old till like we had a bad night. He wouldn't sleep. And I remember my mother-in-law came over at like 3:30 in the morning. And, usually when you meet the family, it's, oh, here's the baby. Oh, we just handed her the baby. And we're like, we're going to bed.
Yes.
So I totally get it. But you're training now. Awesome. So tell us about that. What's training like? How's training around having kids now? Because I know it's very different.
The experience with Reagan, I think you saw a little bit when I was at the gym, America Top Team. I have Reagan already when I was doing that camp against Megan.
Yeah.
So we kind of know how to handle pretty well. Training with a baby.
True.
You know what I mean? So like it's fine. Obviously, it's two babies completely different than one. So, but also the little one, we started her early in school. She's in a daycare. That's like she's not only in daycare, she learning too. It's a combined like daycare school. So, and she's there all day when I'm training. When I'm not training, I take it day off. Like so, I keep her with me and take her to the gym and here and that. So, but like I put her early. Worked pretty well with Reagan, I we put Reagan a little late in the daycare, so she's struggling a lot. You know what I mean, to be there. You know what I mean, with the other people that she don't know. It was very hard to see her like struggling like that.
Yeah.
And then when we have the second one, we kind of like agreed to put it early. You know what I mean, so she can be social. And the little one now is amazing. You know what I mean, she like stay in school. She like sometimes we needed putting somebody to babysit her. She's like no problem at all. She's cool with it. So and for this camp, of my next follow things that's coming, whatever happen, I'm ready. So we good with the babies, we have good people around us to stay with them to help us with whatever we need. So I'm just excited to see when and who is gonna be.
Yeah.
And go, so and do the camp. I'm excited for.
Awesome. So before we get into that, we will talk about that. A couple things. So first, I know when we put Maddox in VPK, we saw the difference just socially. Like he just got I totally know what you mean by that. Now I wanted to ask you this, like, it's not like, I know, like I've seen you when you won the title and everything, obviously we spent time at the gym together, but When did you feel that you really turned the corner? Like, I'm the best. Like, even it was because I remember, like, me as a fighter. Not even when I learned to box, when I learned to move my head, I'm like, that was the missing piece. Now I've turned the corner. I've just leveled up a lot. And I remember for you as a teammate, and then watching you compete when you were training to fight Shayna Baszler, I was like, this is it. She's 3-4 steps ahead of what she was. When do you feel, and what was it? You're like, that's it. I'm now the greatest fighter in the world. What do you think that was, and around what time?
Uh, I think when I fought Sarah McMahon, you know,
Yep, that was another great one.
that fight determined a lot of things in my life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? First of all, obviously, we always have to work things in our life. You know, so I always train very hard. I always like um, dedicated myself to the fighting life. You know what I mean? Since in Brazil, you know, and I always like was missing something. You know, like I pushed myself so much that I one time overtraining and everything. So I always like look tired and all those things like in couple fights before. I don't understand a little bit at all. So I started doing things to see, you know what I mean, to see what it was going on with me. So and then I make a lot of adjustment, and that fight really determined like what I wanna see from me, and especially because Sada was a wrestler, you know,
Mhm.
and I know he's gonna have a lot of grappling in that fight, in that match, and this is what I wanna feel in that moment. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wanna like a up and down fight. You know what I mean? I wanna feel that grind. I wanna be able to really know myself inside the cage, because all my fights before that, I knock people out or I finish it. You know what I mean? Always
Yeah.
was like pretty fast fights. I never have experience to fight a grappler that's we like actually we go to 3 rounds at that time, you know?
Yeah.
So and in that fight, I really trained properly as
Mhm.
well. I didn't like exhaust myself, push myself so much like that's gonna like make me like uh, uh make me I just say like was
Overtrained.
overtraining, you know what I mean? But like training smart and training enough, you know what I mean, to fight her. Training smart. So and that fight was like the one that's bring everything come together. You know what I
I'm,
mean? So my strike, my wrestling defense, and my jiu-jitsu, my literally like that fight determined when I
yeah.
say like, okay,
I remember
now
where I was
now
when you won that fight. I was at World of Beer with Steve Mako.
oh yeah,
I remember that fight. So now, I'm glad you brought that up. A lot. Dean and I like to talk a lot about training on here and training philosophy and stuff like that. And it's so easy to just do what you do, but try to do it harder and try to do it more, and then you get so burnt out. Like I feel
yep,
like a lot of fighters have been there, and that's so good that you realize I got to do this. Like me, I was like, man, I gotta. I already know I can wrestle. I don't have to wrestle 100 miles an hour all the time. I got to go learn how to box because my hands suck. I got to just do this, got to do that. I got to be able to chain in the cage wrestling. And I feel like that's a lot of fighters' downfall is that they just stick to what they do. They just do it harder, and like they think that that's going to make everything better, and it's not. You're just trying to go in one direction. And when you and on top of it, when you get like that, like and you even looked in the cage, you just look looser, like more confident and like we talk about Marab, same way, just free. Like that's you now. And I totally get with that. So I love it. All right, so now. Okay, the fight this weekend between Julianna and Kayla. Uh, what do you think's happening? What do you think goes on in this fight?
honestly, like I see both. I don't see any change from Kayla. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Watch her last fight and Juliana last fight too. I feel like this fight's gonna go to decision.
Hmm.
You know, I feel like it's gonna be Kayla try to take Juliana down,
Yeah.
and she, I think she is gonna get Juliana down a couple times. I feel like Juliana having like a high survival defense.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see Kayla have enough ground and pound to finish Juliana. You
Yeah.
know, And Juliana have a good jiu-jitsu defense too. She don't stop in the bottom. Like she
Very
actually
active
have
hitters.
it. Yeah, she keep working. She like really when she's in the bottom, she move a lot. So she don't stay still. So I feel like Kayla is gonna struggle a little bit with that.
Hmm.
And especially her weight, She's going down though. 135 is not a joke, you
No.
know?
Hmm. Yeah.
And we all know Kayla's a big girl. And
Uh,
to make that weight, she make a lot of change in her life, in her body, even her body, you can see in her body.
yep.
So we all know Kayla have a weak body, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Weak belly, you know what I mean? So we know like these weight cuts is like horrible for her.
Yeah.
And she know that too. So and I feel like that way, that saying, I feel like she's gonna have a hard time with this fight though, because
Right.
Juliana keep moving forward. You know what I mean? I don't see Kayla have any threat except to take her down and then grind in the cage. You know what I mean? I see maybe Kayla win by decision, but I see maybe 3 rounds Kayla in the last two Juliana. I feel like later on Juliana is gonna be able to pick it up. This is MMA. We never know, though.
No, no, we never
I would say
know.
something here that I'm like, but we never know. And if Juliano win, I'm not surprised either.
Man,
You know,
go ahead. I don't mind. I didn't mean to cut you off.
yeah. If Juliano win, I'm not surprised either.
Uh-huh.
Juliana have a very weird style. One thing you watch her, one thing you face her. I
Hmm.
faced her twice, and I know what is she capable of. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
definitely can hate too. Is as weird as Luke, crazy style. But if you connect it, she cannot kill out.
Hmm.
You
She's
know?
pesky.
Yeah, she cannot kill out though. And Kayla don't like to get hit. You
So
know?
Dean and I are all over the place with this fight. Like first, like I'm glad you brought up the funky style of Juliana because one thing I watched your fights with her several times, and she has this weird jab. Like she just like stabs it out there like a pole, and like that's so awkward to try to train for.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that it's going to do a lot of power. Yeah, it's going to puff you, but it's going to stop you. It's just going to stop you. And against somebody who's looking to come forward like Kayla to clinch, it's going to be tough to grab onto. And then on
Yeah.
top of it, she
She
doesn't
uses
stop.
her reach a lot. She know how to use her reach too,
Yeah,
Juliana. And sometimes you not be able to find her because how weird it is, you know what I mean? She covered very well her shin
yeah,
and come forward with that jab.
mhm,
And sometimes, you know what I mean, throw you off a little bit. You're like, damn. So
yeah,
I can find her shin well. I can find her. But like, okay, if you don't have a plan B, and things can get hard.
yep,
So, and I feel like Kayla is gonna kick those legs because she knows Juliana have weak legs.
yep.
Juliana have like so many surgery in that knee.
Right,
And
right.
Kayla have heavy kicks. We saw for the last fight also. She can throw some kicks and maybe like it's gonna get Juliana down with those leg kicks. And yeah, I feel like pretty much she's gonna try to box a little bit, and
Mhm.
the main thing is gonna be clinch.
Yeah,
The main thing is gonna go take her down.
right, right. Yeah, I think that I felt that Kayla's head movement has looked better. I think that's going to be really important in this fight, especially because of like the awkward striking, the weird angles,
Yeah.
um, and I think that she needs to open up a little bit with some striking in order to get in the clinch. It can't just be, draping on. But I'm with you. I think that Kayla's going to win a decision too. Dean's like, I don't know. Dean brought up a good point that I didn't realize, and you kind of brought it up too about the weight cut. I can't. She hasn't fought at 135 for 5 rounds yet, and I know that could be difficult. Because you're gonna run out of gas.
Yeah.
You could. Not that she will. I know she's putting a lot of work into it, but that if Juliana, like you said, so she doesn't stop, she doesn't let you rest. That could be pretty taxing for 3 rounds, even if you win. So the championship rounds could be really interesting. So it's like, is it going to be Kayla by decision or is it going to be Juliana by finish? Like it's a very interesting fight. It's really,
Very.
yeah,
But
yeah,
in a good point, like we all know Juliana have a hard time fight a southpaw.
uh-huh, Yeah, that's true too.
So
I'm getting that.
she fought Shesheko, you see how it was. I did exchange a couple many times in my fights against her, my second one.
Hmm.
And Kayla also have the advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, Nina was pointed out that was pretty good. She talked to me like she also southpaw, and she reminded me we like work in southpaw because we saw that weakness. You know, she
Yeah.
really don't know how to deal. But Juliana, she as crazy she look, she also is smart. She
Uh-huh.
knows since my fight, that's why she wanna fight me so bad. Also, because now she's training for both. You know what I mean? She like
Yeah.
she's smart as well.
Uh-huh.
So she no wanna lose the belt. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, she's gonna leave everything she having at with against
Absolutely.
Kayla. You know what I mean? She's gonna go for, and Kayla is gonna see a lot of blood in Juliana's face if she
Hmm.
be able to really do some damage. And I don't know how Kayla is gonna survive see so much blood like that.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And see a zombie in front of her with a lot of blood, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if Kayla like to see blood though.
We'll see. So,
Yeah.
um, now I already know the answer. I'm gonna ask anyway. Do you have a preference, or you don't care? Just let's see who wins.
Honestly,
And I don't mean like stylistically speaking. I mean like
uh,
for the build up or whatever. Like, does it
yeah,
matter?
like I feel like I fought Juliana twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be also fight Kayla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like
Mm.
we come from the same gym.
Uh,
We have this thing. She always wanna fight me. She always talk about me. You know what I mean? And we also train a couple times here and there. We never was a training partner though. I don't call
yeah.
that training partner at all. We never was. We only sparring one time. You know what I mean? It was back when she got there, and we grapple a couple times when I'm completely out of shape. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? We never grapple when I was in my full prime, in my best. Always we grapple when I was getting in shape, getting in the gym. I've traveled to Brazil. We never always be able to really like training when
Yeah.
I'm like ready to go.
I was
So
trying to think of that, and I was like, I only remember them really like on. I remember one time you were on that back blue mat, like it wasn't like hard training. It was like going back collaborating.
yeah, back and forth, we definitely did some hard like session couple times, but like
Mhm.
I didn't take anything from that,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I literally completely out of shape though. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like
I got you.
just like back in from traveling and even be in the gym for like a month,
Hmm.
and we like literally couple times she have like better ends. Obviously, that's how it is in training though.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of cool to like really do a full camp, so we can see each
Yeah.
other now in the best shape ever,
Yeah.
So I feel like if for Kayla really see the best vision of me,
Hmm.
version or
Version.
version
Version.
version
Very
the
good. Yeah.
best version
Yeah.
of me. So it would be cool face to her.
Yeah. You know,
So
I really just, you guys just utmost respect. And I know that that's where that's coming from with you guys too. Well, I mean, there's no like real dislike between the two of you, is there?
no,
It's
actually
just
no,
respect,
at
right? Yeah.
all. I feel
Like,
like I knew the whole time being at America Top Team when she started talking about me.
uh,
Uh, we Reagan's right here. So we I saw, you know what I mean. I saw this coming.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
for
I
a
think we all
mile,
did.
for a
Mile.
mile, a mile away, I saw that come. When I'm very competitive. She's
Yeah,
competitive too.
yeah.
When you see like somebody talk about you,
Uh-huh.
you right away get interesting about it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he,
of course. Hmm.
when back in the day when he started talking about me in interviews, I said like,
Hmm.
I like the idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
only problem, she's gonna be here, train with my coach, and
Uh-huh.
in the same gym. That no would be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be the only problem.
Hmm.
So and things started get weird. in that, you know what I mean? So I
Yep.
saw things get close, and then I said like, this might is gonna be possible in the future,
Yep.
you know? And then I started like, all right, and things started even get closer, and say like, all right, this might happen, but I never knew the answer. You know what I mean? If she's
Yeah.
gonna sign with UFC or not, like was
Hmm.
back and forth. Like I don't know what is going on.
Hmm.
You know, but like I have a feeling. You know, and it would be cool. I was very excited about it. I say like, yeah, but at the same time, I was like, but are we in the same gym? I don't
Yeah.
know that is gonna be though. You know,
There's a lot of
and she
onion.
trained with my coach also,
Yeah.
and
There's a
that is
lot to
gonna be
unravel.
like a little tough for myself to accept that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that.
So
That it's really tough. I know we've seen that a lot with people, and it's a lot of layers for you to unravel there.
yeah, and then if you look and then you say like, okay, if this happened, we would change times. Like you would training
Yeah.
at night time, and then I would training, I would train in the morning or whatever. So like when you in a gym and you are in your gym, you wanna have it freedom, you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wanna have it freedom. You wanna walk in the time you want. You want the coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wanna be free in your gym though. You wanna feel comfortable. You wanna feel like you're in a safe place
Yeah. It's
to
a
be able to
sacred
do the
spot.
camp. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, but everything happened, and I ended up losing for Juliana at that time.
Hmm.
And I have like couple things that I wanna do. One was open my own space.
Hmm.
I would have done anyways when I was an America top team. But like I would have done exactly like Dustin and all the people
Like
does,
in your
like have
camps.
your own
Yeah.
space but still do the main training there.
Yeah.
So but I ended up decided to really go in my own. So
Hmm.
but like and then things started even getting close, you know what I mean? I say like, okay, now she really can start to really talk about me for real though, because now I'm gonna start to talk to because I like the fight. If she really is going to sign with the UFC, I would want to fight too.
Yeah.
And now especially in my own place, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that would be interesting, for both of us.
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny how it works out. It always
Yeah.
works out, right?
Works out perfect. And then I retire, you know what I mean? I have like my babies coming, I have like so many things going on to really be present.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up retired, and but like how MMA is, you know what I mean? Things can
Yeah.
happen anytime, and especially for me though, that's I literally retiring in my prime, when I was like in my peak. So
Yep.
no injury, nothing. So it was just a matter of time. And I see something that's making me like really excited to come back.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, but like I didn't really think about it like that. But like when I saw like, okay, scale a sign,
Hmm.
Juliana got a belt back, and my baby sleeping out through the night. And this is all makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
My baby sleep through the night. I have my own place to train in. I have my own team.
Hmm.
Why not? So
Well, I think
and
that's wonderful. I think that's
yeah,
great.
and yeah, Kayla started talking about again
Uh-huh.
about me, say my name. I said like, oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. So and I'm ready. I'm here. Now we might see each other in the future.
Yeah. She's the kind of person, she wants to fight the best in the world. That's you. And I
I
think
don't
that
think she's
fight,
wrong at all though.
yeah. Yeah. No,
when
that,
she talked about me in the first time that I heard I was at the gym and everything, like
mhm.
I said like I don't think she's wrong at all. I
Yeah.
think she's right though. If
Hmm.
she really wanted something, and she like I'm the right person to target, you know what I mean?
Yep.
The
Yep.
only problem she was in my gym. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was the
You
only
have to-
problem though. If she wanna fight me anytime, it would no would be a problem. But like I know to face her, she have the same gym, the same. You know what I mean? Bring the same gym as me. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
wanna be the only one to represent America top team.
Uh-huh. I understood.
So
I understood.
so and then I I make my decision, if you know. So,
Hmm.
but like I understand her at all. I don't no voice. I'm not mad and I'm not have anything against nobody. You know what I mean? I just
You
this is
two
a life.
are,
You know what I mean? This
yeah,
is a
you
life
two
of an athlete that's very competitive. I
are,
am. She is. So we move on. You know,
you're professionals. You're both
professionals.
world class, and this is how it's done. Like this is like no bullshit. We got to fight. That's how you do it.
Exactly. This
Like
is what I want though. Just
yeah,
fight. It's not about anything. It's just about business. Fight. You know what I mean?
yep.
And she is a good opponent for me.
Hmm.
And she wanna fight too. Like,
Hmm.
why not? You know? I don't see what is a problem here.
Yeah.
Except to be in the same gym. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I think
So
that you guys are handling it well. I think that, I totally get it. I don't want to walk into like there's times where I'll have an issue at work and I'm like, oh, I got to see this asshole today. Like it's like,
yeah,
I,
no, definitely.
you
I
don't want to be
never.
like this. So
Though I
I get
never
it.
would be able to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Hmm.
always have a hard time to see like my any girl that's in my division in the gym.
Hmm. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always have a hard time. I mean, I'm gonna be lying to you. This is something that's always like when I saw Kunitskaya training there, I said like, no way, this is not healthy for me though. You know, so this is not about the gym. I know the gym is like that. You know what I mean? I know everything, but like this is not healthy for me. See, it's possible, you know what I mean? She be my opponent though. I don't wanna she train with my coach. I don't wanna she train with the same mat that I trained though if I'm gonna face this girl, you know what I mean?
I had a,
So
I was training for a fight. I remember a teammate of the opponent that I was training with came down. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I was like, get
uh,
out of here. Like, like, I don't need no spies. I don't get out of here. So I
yeah, I
totally,
understand it like that's a lot of people that's not a problem at all, but like I feel
uh,
like each fighter reacts the way they want. So, you
mhm.
know, but like I always love to be there, you know. So
Yep.
and for me, the gym, America Top Team always was my sanctuary. You know what I mean? Was
Mhm.
my I make this happen there. You know what I mean? Was
Yeah.
the gym that's like we did it together though.
Hmm.
You know, so I always gonna is gonna raise that name. You know what I mean? And for me, I never wanna see another girl in my own division that's wanna fight me inside the gym though. You know,
Yep.
so that would be a lot to take it. I literally like I don't know how a lot of people do that. I couldn't. I
Yep.
could literally I was more strong than me, and I I helped me to make the decision. You know.
I think that you handle it right. You deserve that too. You're a champion. So I think that you're handling it well. Don't second guess yourself.
No,
So
no.
all right. So regardless, let's say they're fighting this weekend. You're coming back. What are we looking at? November, Madison Square Garden. Are we fighting before that? Because it's June right now. What are we thinking?
That's a good question. You know.
Okay.
For sure, this is gonna push a little bit,
If
like
you had
for
it
the
your
end of
way,
the year.
where would it be? Or would it be right here where the Panthers play? Like, so we're close to home? Like,
That
what?
would be cool. Huh? Like I would like really say that, but like it's probably gonna be in Vegas though. I'm like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Vegas for sure. Like a fight like that.
Hmm.
Maybe by the end of the year. I always have a luck at the end of the year, you know.
Yeah.
So with Bronda
Hmm.
and with the other ones like Cyborg, you know what I mean. The biggest challenge in my life was around that time of the year. So
Yep.
you know what I mean. Kayla, Juliana. So I know that it's gonna like this fight's gonna be pretty cool, you know. I
Yeah.
definitely is gonna be there to watch this. I definitely is gonna have a good time to be there. As a
Awesome.
expect, I never actually like in the other side, you know what I mean now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be pretty cool to really see this and then start over.
Awesome.
And this
Well,
is one thing that I never scared in my life. Where is start over, you know.
uh-huh.
I left to Brazil. I come here. I know I would start over. So my life in Brazil, I was like already, you know what I mean, the top in Brazil. So I wanted something else, and I come here and I start over here, you know. So I never scared to really do anything, you know what I mean, that's is gonna make me feel good.
Yeah.
My life, make me feel better,
Yeah.
you know. So I never scared to make changes in my life, you know. That's why like I find it was exactly how I find America top team, you know, was
Hmm.
make some changes and make some adjustment. And so here we go again. And I know I'm not scared to
That
start over and then chase that game the belt again and be a champ again and
you have a
defend.
good head
So
start. You have a good head
that do all
start.
over again though. That is gonna be so cool.
No, that is cool. And that mindset is half the battle. I hope people take that in right there, because a lot of people don't. I remember when, when I retired, it was COVID, my son was born, needed steady money, and it's in fighting. If you're not fighting, you're not eating, and so I got a job working in sales. And I remember I walk in and all these people that just got hired with me, they're all like 12 years younger than me. I'm like, oh crap. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna outwork them. And like, just got to do it, right? And like
Yeah.
that's how it's done. But it's so fun out, and you're like in your uncomfort zone. To be uncomfortable. There is fun there because it's new, and I think that level of excitement is gonna work for you here.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm threatened by is where I bring the best of me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it's like I'm ready to feel it all over again, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
adrenaline, that that fire that I always have, you know, chasing this belt, and like the feeling that I've been having, you know what I mean? When I decided do it again, that feeling that's like, all right, I'm gonna be a champ again. It's the
Yeah.
same feeling that I have when I walk to really fight Misha Tate that night, UFC 200.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is like is in the right place. You know what I mean? Like my energy. You know what I mean? The feelings, the adrenaline, the it's like it just makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything makes sense right now to do what
Wonderful.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I don't see any any wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any bad things
Yeah.
about this. I only
Well,
see good things. Honest.
then if that's house money, that's wonderful. That's the way to do it. I mean, Amanda, I don't have anything else for you. If there's anything else you want to add or anything. I do have one thing. My family still talks about you. They always ask me how you're doing. My mother, my sisters, my wife, everyone
Awesome.
says Amanda. Yeah, like you made an impression. That time we hung out on my birthday was like one of the best birthdays. Still have the
Sometimes I
picture.
see that picture, the mustache.
Yeah. I gotta put that up again. I gotta put that up again.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
all of them I say hi.
I
You know,
will.
thank you
Tell
for.
Nina I said hello too.
Okay, say hi to
Hey,
you.
what's up, Nina? Hope you're doing well. All right,
So
guys.
like, yeah, like amazing.
Yeah.
The best. I'm in the prime of my age also though. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
37. 37, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I just turned 27, so I'm like really ready to go.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do it.
All right. You have a good night. I
Thank
know
you.
I'll see you on the feed on Saturday, and we'll have to have you back on after some time. Dean will be here. He won't
For
miss
sure.
it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.